We're going to switch, and we're going over to the Octavo. You're brand new.
Brand
And
new.
there you are. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I've known Curtis for many years, and Curtis has been on my stage here with that. And so it's
definitely.
always a pleasure to have
Yes.
Curtis here, but now I'm going to have you here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
and you are, yeah, so my point is, Andrew, that is you have been also the artistic director of other groups. So tell us about how you morphed into this.
That's right. So,
And what's your background?
well, I grew up in Niskayuna. I sort of consider myself a product of this community.
Okay.
I grew up in the Niskayuna Reformed Church, and now I'm the music ministries director of that church.
Oh,
I've
you
been-
are. That's over on Route 7, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I've been there for quite a little while.
Yeah.
And I've also been now for a number of years the artistic director of the Northern Berkshire Chorale, which is based in Williamstown, Massachusetts. And now I've stepped into artistic
The
director
October.
of Octavo Singers, and I'm really excited for it.
So, what is your background that got you into this? Because you just didn't graduate from Niskayuna High School and end up being the director of music.
Well-
You must have a music background.
Yeah, I do, and it's funny, you bring up the high school, but that's really where it started. I had some excellent music teachers when I was in Niskayuna.
They got a great faculty.
I sang in every chorus I could. I played in every band and orchestra that I could.
You also play instruments?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, my undergrad at St. Rose was in low brass for music education.
Who knew there's a
Tuba-
low brass?
Yeah, tuba, bass trombone, really a lot of instruments. But so I just played and sung in as many things as I could have, and it really shaped sort of what I wanted to do, which was make great music. And
You picked a great group.
I
with
really think I
Octavo.
did. I'm really excited for this group.
The voices in that group are amazing.
Yes, so coming, all of the guests here, media, art, wherever they're coming from, COVID is still a thing, right?
Yeah.
Unavoidable.
Not
I
going
think.
away.
But we are so pleased to have upwards of 70 singers this fall. A fantastic turnout of singers in the community who want to come back and sing.
And they're ready to come back because, you think about COVID and singing,
That's right, exactly. So there are precautions we have to take.
Sure.
Because we want a robust group, and we've got one.
And you don't want to lose half your cast, or half your chorus.
Well, it's the same line of thinking, though.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so we have to take precautions.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be vaccinated. Going into the winter season,
Get
we
your
have
third
to be,
booster, get your third booster. I
Exactly.
got mine.
We have to be
Amen.
boosted. Right now our masking is optional, but for a group this big and this robust, we just have to take it a week at a time. As of taping, we've had 2 really great rehearsals, and we can just take it in strides at this point, because we're very grateful for this turnout that we have, and we really want to keep up the momentum that we have now
Right.
that we're back.
Now, Diane is a board member, right?
Yes, I'm president
You're
of the board.
president of the board, so
Octavos,
you're
yes.
in charge of things happening.
Yes, that seems to be the
It
case.
must have been a shock when Curtis left.
Well, it came as a bit of a surprise, but Curtis chose to move on, and we are just so happy to have found Andrew.
You had to have a selection process, so hey, you made it, kid.
This is true. Andrew is really the interesting thing is Andrew is really the only 4th conductor in our 89 years. This is our 89th
Really?
season. Yep, we started in 1933, so I guess this makes this our 89th actual season.
Wow,
Yeah.
you only had 4?
Only 4. It all started as a work.
No pressure, honey.
Yeah.
No, not at all. I think he's up to it. It all started as a works progress administration in 1933, a
The
depression project.
WPA, yeah.
WPA. When that funding ran out, the members chose to continue it. When the first conductor, George Mason, passed, the members chose to continue it. And actually, a member took the baton, George Morose, who you may have met, and held the baton for 40 years until his passing in 2010. And then Curtis came and gave us a wonderful contribution. And now it is Andrew's
Yeah,
turn.
well,
So
you're going to
we're
be
so
around a while,
happy about
Andrew, I
that.
think. I don't think you're
Yeah.
going to get out of this one very quickly.
Nobody has. That's
Nobody
why.
has. Well, I'll say this: when this opportunity sort of came in my direction, I was really excited about this history. You know, this is by a magnitude the oldest choral organization, you know, in the capital region. And,
That's true.
And just thinking about all of the, you know, historic contributions they've made to the community's music scene has me really, really excited. The venues that this group has performed at, our annual Messiah concert at Union College, to singing at St. John's, to Schenectady First Reformed. I mean, all of these historic, you know, places to sing for this group have me, you know, really raring to go. Let's say.
Well, you've got the Union College Chapel that
Yeah.
I'm sure that you're going to be doing the Messiah again.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
So, are you prepared for that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever done the Messiah before?
I have actually. So, sort of circling back to my background, I got my master's in conducting at Bard College, and I cannot say enough good things about Bard Conservatory and their programs there. I had a wonderful teacher, James Bagwell, and one of my major projects as a conducting fellow there was being a rehearsal director for a performance of Messiah. And this was a combination of college singers and a fabulous postgraduate orchestra, the Orchestra Now, that I was able to lead rehearsals of, as well as other professional singers and graduate performance soloists for all of the solos. And it was just a wonderful time, you know, training those musicians. And
You got a good firm background.
Really
Yeah,
digging
yeah,
into the
yeah.
music,
That
yeah.
was good because that doesn't always happen.
Yeah, and also, you know, with a piece like this, and I'm sure we'll be back to talk about it when
Good,
we get a little
good, yeah.
closer to the performance, but, you know, everybody knows the Hallelujah Chorus.
Everybody stands up.
Everybody stands and they sing along as best as they
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
but the work itself is so much more than that, and all of the music in it is just as wonderful. And so we're really
Well, it takes you
excited.
through the entire,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
The entire story of the
Yeah,
Messiah. Right?
exactly.
And so it's something that I think it's one of the few pieces really of choral classical music. It really deserves to be done every year.
Well, it's interesting you say that because my kids graduated from Shalman High School, and when you used to go to their holiday program, and then they would invite anybody in the audience that ever sang when they did the Messiah, and you'd see all these people getting
yeah.
up. I mean, adults, their kids are there, and they're up there on the stage, and everybody's singing, that have appeared in it,
Yeah.
And I thought, at the time, what a unification the Messiah has become
That's
for many, many people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we always talk about, well, why do they always stand through that? And then someone told me, well, when the king heard it, he got tired of sitting down, and he stood up, and then everybody else did. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
no,
true.
that's sort of the traditional story too.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
true or not, but it's a fun story to tell.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's, along the same lines. It's the same sort of era of English music where, they did water music on the water,
Yeah.
and the king was so enamored that they wanted them to play it, 3, 4, 5 more times. So it's exactly that same sort of
Yeah, you
period
get
of
the
this
traditional.
great, Baroque English music.
Yeah. What fun. How do you pick your music besides the Messiah?
Well, for me, it's a process. We're actually looking at programming for the spring right now. We're looking at music. We're looking at venues. We're looking at dates. And it takes a lot of study because the first thing you have to look at, I think, is the group itself.
I was going to say, what talent do you have to work with?
That's right. And so, looking at this great, turnout we have for this fall, I'm thinking,
You're
quite
excited.
ambitiously for the spring.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of study, like any other arts director, I have a library of scores
Oh, I'm
and
sure, yeah.
recordings and all of these different things that I go through, and I really try and
And you want
pick-
something fresh, and yet
pick things that are fresh,
but
but
traditional,
also
so that
provide not only the community, of Schenectady and the capital region itself with these great masterworks pieces, but also provide the singers with these and with this experience. So not only am I taking, these pieces, whether they're, from this or last century or much older, like the Messiah, but I'm trying to bring a really energetic and a really fresh take on all of these pieces. Really,
yeah. And that's important though.
yeah.
Everybody has to put their thumbprint.
That's
I
right.
guess you want to say. That's not a good analogy, but you kind of
That's
have
right.
to put your mark on the music that you choose. Do you have a lot of soloists, or not everybody who sings is a soloist?
Right. So the choir itself, they're community singers, and we invite anyone who would like to come and sing in the choir. For music like Messiah, these are going to be familiar faces to the community, but they are professionals.
Yeah.
Voice faculty from local colleges,
Okay.
other church music directors, but very talented
Yeah, okay.
musicians.
I just wondered how you select them. So, but the Messiah, we'll be talking about that. That's going to be coming up in December, and right now we're in October. So
Yeah.
unless you're going to do something for Halloween, I don't think it's going to work.
So
We will be doing Messiah December 10th.
Okay.
Union College at 3 p.m. It's a Saturday. But I think that one thing I'd like to pick up on is right now our timing of things this year has really given us and given Andrew an opportunity to really dig into Messiah in a very, very big way. And the veterans are really enjoying it.
yeah.
That's great.
They really are. And the interesting thing about the group we have now, we have many, many familiar faces, but we have very many new and fresh faces. Some are high schoolers, many younger people, more
Yeah.
than we have had.
But look at Andrew. When did he get the bug? He got the bug
Yes.
in high school,
That's
right?
That's right.
So,
That's
so
right.
this is just continuing a
Yeah.
little inoculation
Yeah.
for the new one.
And not only that, many faces we haven't seen in a while. I mean, it has really surprised me, the breadth of the response to our call for singers. But and if someone wants to pop in, they certainly
It's
can.
absolutely not too late.
Yeah, www.octavosingers.org.
And
Join
we put
that.
that up there. Diane
Yeah.
Deacon here is the president of the Octavo Singers, and she's encouraging people that if you've got a voice and you want to celebrate good music,
That's right.
it's not traditional, it's classical.
It's
I
classical,
think.
yeah.
I call it classical.
Yeah.
Classical
So-
tradition.
Right. The point there is usually the group does have an October concert, but sort of coming out of
The COVID, yeah.
things and sort of reframing the group, really getting our numbers back up.
You need to kind
We're
of
taking the
take a
time
break.
to reinvigorate.
Yeah.
Right, and we also needed time for our selection process as well, so
Well, thank you both
it
for
all
being
worked
here.
out that way.
Yeah, Diane Dixon and our new artistic director, Andrew Berger, for the Octavo Singers.